Heck yeah. Donte Montgomery.
Woo-hoo.
Am I allowed to use your full name?
Yes,
on
you
the
can use
internet?
the full name on the internet. It's not a secret. I got nothing to steal. No, my identity's not worth stealing.
I'll steal it.
I'll steal it, and you'll make negative cash in the process.
Donte Montgomery. I don't know what episode of this podcast this is. I'm going to say it might be episode 30.
30.
So maybe.
You got
But
double.
we'll find out later. I don't know. I feel like I'm always one off.
I've been there. It's hard to remember once you get after a certain point.
Yeah. How was Ohio?
Ohio was fun. Driving through Ohio is not fun because, like, every time we drive through Ohio, like, we drive most of the places that we tour through are usually Indiana or Ohio. And Indiana's a little more boring than Ohio because it's more flat and more straight lines.
Yeah.
But the Ohio, though, usually every time you're driving through there and you go around, like, Columbus, that gets real bad. But we got lucky this time where it was easy driving through Columbus. But as far as anything scenic,
Columbus has a lot of traffic.
Columbus does have a lot. But we were like middle of the day on Saturday, so I think we lucked out.
And there's no football right now, so.
Yeah, so that saves a lot of time. We drove past the, I think we drove past the Ohio. No, we thought they got a lot of stadiums in
They do.
Columbus,
they got
apparently.
soccer stadium.
Yeah, I thought that we passed by the football stadium, and my bassist David said that, like, no, that's their soccer stadium. I was like, they got a soccer stadium that's huge here?
Yeah, they have Columbus FC. I went to a game a couple years ago, and it was so much fun.
Okay.
I've never been to a pro. Was it? Yeah, I've never been to pro soccer. Pro soccer is interesting because they have like different like levels. Like, you know, in baseball you have single, double, triple A.
Yeah,
and then pro. But like a single A team can't get good enough and just be like, all right, we're double A now. But in soccer they do that. Like they
like, you've proved yourself.
Yeah, like if you have enough wins against whatever, you get to go up to, you know, the whatever until you go all the way up.
I think
it's pretty
NCAA college stuff does that too.
Yeah,
because like teams that would be like, I forgot the term for it now, when you're like the level under like the top teams that you see on TV and all that.
Yeah, they have like the NAI. I don't know. So, are you a big sports guy? Do you like sports?
I'm not really. Like, I played football in high school, but that's also the last time I really followed football or sports. Really,
what'd you play?
I played O-line, D-line, and outside linebacker when I was playing football. And I got injured on my homecoming game my senior year.
Were you homecoming king even though?
Oh, hell no. I was not popular in high school at all. Like, no one knew who I was. I was on a football team, but outside of, like, a handful of, like, friends that I had, like, no one really knew me.
Did you go to a big school?
Not really. I mean, like, well, at that point, I finished high school at East Jessamine in Nicholsville.
Okay.
But I started high school here in Lexington at Tate's Creek High.
Oh, interesting.
And I went there up until middle of junior year.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, but I still was not like a popular kid or anything like that. Like I didn't have a personality back then. I had to grow that after high school and all that.
I feel I went to a really small school, and like my daughters both go to like a big ass high school.
Big school.
And like I don't know what it's like. I'm like I can't even imagine it because I like less than 1,000 kids total in my high school.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, I think Tate's Creek's, I mean, like, it's a Lexington high school, so it's, like, relatively sizable. I think when I went, it was maybe 1,500 kids or so. Uh-huh. And then when I went to East Jessamine in Nicholsville, that was around 700 kids. So it was, like, a little smaller.
How many school shooters?
To my knowledge, none, thankfully.
Thank God, dude.
Yeah, to like knock on wood or something.
If one of them would have picked you off, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been. Thankfully, there was a lot of hood kids at Tate's Creek, especially. But no school shootings.
Yeah, I've been to Tate's Creek for volleyball a couple times.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm not going to say where my kids go to high school. That's creepy.
Yeah, that might not know how to put that out either.
Not telling.
I was going to ask that. I thought about it like, probably don't want to say that.
Good try, internet.
Because everybody's trying to get the children of John Bass and hold them for ransom.
Fucking try. So Ohio, anyway, so y'all played in Akron?
Yeah, Akron, Ohio. We drove there on this past Saturday. Mm-hmm. And Like we played at a place called Annabelle's Bar and Grill, I think.
Annabelle's, like from horror fame.
It wasn't a horror themed bar, no. It was
the same name.
Yeah, I didn't see any horror stuff in there that I can remember. But it has our cool basement with an arcade and stuff. It has like an arcade and the bar's real nice. Thing is though, when we first walked in, like we went up some stairs and we saw like the upstairs bar, which has like a little tiny stage, like a little stage like off in the corner that's like one person size, which they probably do like singer-songwriter stuff or open mics there. But we didn't know there was a downstairs yet. We got there, me and my guitarist Anthony walked in and we were like, is that the stage? It was like
his speakers wouldn't even fit on it.
My drums could maybe fit on it. And we were looking around and it was like, what do we do? And so we asked one of the staff, it was like, hey, where's the stage where the bands play? Like, and then she showed us a door that goes downstairs. We saw the actual stage, like, okay.
Was it a big stage?
It's not a huge actually, it's not really a stage. It's on the floor at the same level as the audience is.
I like
but
those.
It's a lot more space than that upstairs little actual raised stage was.
I love playing on the same level as.
It was fun.
Yeah. The first show, I grew up like doing like church stuff, music, but after when I went to college, I got into punk rock and started playing and shit. But I remember the first show I ever played was like a house show. It was like over Christmas break. We played a house show, and it was on the floor, and it was like everything the typical pack. It was great, and I was like, so that's like kind of my favorite, like really close. Like when we play at Fish Tank or whatever, like I like to be on the floor.
And we're real up close and personal with the crowd, having breathing on and sweating on you.
Yes. So, because like FBA didn't have a dedicated front man.
Yeah.
So, it's I don't know. I always thought David does a good job of keeping the energy up, and Anthony, you all do.
We all do. We try to since I play drums, I try to be animated as much as I can from the drum kit.
Yeah.
But David's real good with that, and our new member Travis is real good with that too.
Keys.
Yes, keys and saxophone as well.
Ooh.
And when his saxophone's he has a wireless mic attached to the microphone to his saxophone, so he's been helping with the whole interacting with the crowd. So he'll just go out in the middle of the crowd with a saxophone, dancing around and getting people's faces with the sax.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It's been pretty dope. It's always an entertaining thing when he goes out in the crowd with it. And David, he gets out in the crowd as much as he can when he's not singing, playing bass too.
Yeah.
And as far as the bass chord will reach, because his bass is not wireless.
So get a wireless bass.
Yeah, but he'll get in people's faces.
I feel like David doesn't need a wireless bass. I feel like he might get into a little bit too much trouble.
Oh, he would get real wild with that.
If he were not tethered to the stage, I'm joking. I think David should be untethered and set free.
It'd be
upon the world.
I could see him sitting on the bar, playing, doing a bass solo and all that. He tries to make a bass as cool as it possibly can be.
So Donte, could you explain what band you are in, etc.?
Yes, we've been talking about the band for a good bit.
I think some people know.
Some people who watch them know.
I would say the majority don't. So
well,
it's mostly comics.
I play drums and vocals in a band called Stormtoker, which is of the metal variety. We mix together a lot. Something that David says, stoner infused riffage is what.
Yeah, you guys have stoner vibes.
Yeah, there's stoner metal, alternative metal, prog metal, and sometimes country. Thanks to Anthony's influence in there.
Yeah, each of your songs definitely stands on its own. Even the last album y'all did.
Yeah,
it's cohesive, but each song is also it stands on its own. It has its
Oh, yeah,
it has hooks. It's you guys are catchy. It's fun. I like it. I love stuff that you can
heavy and catchy is definitely both things we'd like to be.
Yeah.
And we have a whole lot of influences. We all have our own separate influences and stuff that we overlap on. But when we put it all together, we just kind of let the ideas flow with no set rule of this has to be this genre of song, this has to be this genre of song.
Who's your biggest influence? For drums?
For drums,
or for whatever, like for music.
For music in general, like my favorite band is Mastodon.
Okay,
is like the biggest one, which also that's like one of our collective ones for the whole band, which kind of explains the kind of proggy side, the sludgy side, and the multi-vocalist singing ideas. Basically, like I just want to make like that version of Mastodon that I could actually play because one of my favorite drummers is also the drummer for that band, Bron Daylor.
He's so fucking good.
Yes, he's another drummer / singer who sings really well and drums just as good. He's like really gotten famous for both now.
Yeah, I'd say he's a better drummer than he's a great singer.
Yeah, like drumming is his forte though.
But
for sure.
he's
a drummer first.
The thing about his voice that I think that is so good is that it just like really cuts through.
Oh yeah, it's like a nice like tenor like high range thing, but it's not the whiny high range.
No, it's got like the timbre of his voice is nice. It's pleasant to hear.
It sounds really good. One, of course, like he has a lot of stuff with Mastodon, but one that he really let his stuff shine. Did you know about that like Marvel's comic series, like Marvel's like Dark Knight Metal or something? Like that. Essentially, they made a music soundtrack to go along with the comic, and they got a lot of famous metal and rock artists to do songs.
Oh, that's cool.
Like original songs for it. And Bron Daylor from Mastodon had one, which is kind of like a slow build, kind of like this hard rock song, and he just sings the whole thing himself.
That's sick.
So he really starts off with like a slow.
Who played the music? Like the other.
That I'm not sure on, because like they only credit the singers of each band, and I don't know if they had someone on their own team write the music for the singers, or if they wrote it themselves. But I would assume that some of them had to help write it, because like some of it sounds like something they would write. Like Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains had a song in it too, which is amazing. And it sounds like an Alice in Chains song essentially. So I don't know if they wrote it or what happened with that process, but
that's cool as hell.
It's like a compilation album of a whole lot of popular rock and metal artists. That's the soundtrack for a comic book.
Yeah,
which is just a dope idea.
That's cool. I was telling you earlier that like I'm trying to start a new thing with some buddies that one of them also does comedy.
Yes.
And we were talking today. It'd be fun. Because I have close to I have like probably 10 songs, not written completely, but like
got ideas and
rough, yeah. And I'm not planning on singing or doing any lyrics. So, like, we're like, who could we get to? We don't know who we're gonna get to do vocals. We're like, what if we did a record and each track had a different comedian who's also into like heavy shit. On it, like John Hayes. You know John Hayes from Piss Flowers?
I feel like I've heard that name before.
I haven't asked him yet, but maybe I'm asking now. John Hayes from Piss Flowers, like
I love that band name though. Piss Flowers.
Yeah, they're great. They're from Cincinnati. I don't know if they're. I think they may have stopped, but like he's there's a bunch of other people up there that are into that, and also in Louisville too, and here, like that do comedy. I know there's like one guy, but I've only met him once, and I don't think he's coming back. But in Louisville, there's quite a few people too. But I don't know. It was just an idea. It was like the comedy version of Probot.
Yeah, that Probot project was dope.
Yeah, it was amazing. But just the same concept to have guests on every one, but also like I had a specific comedian in mind. To do a song. I haven't talked to any of these people about this. It's just like I'm really just
spitballing and putting out an ether,
putting it out there. But like this one comedian I know who's really into pop punk, and named Blake, and
sounds like a pop punk name.
Blake Hammond. Yeah, he has a special out called Blake 182. And it's like, dude, check it out. Also, listen to it if you're listening to this shit.
Blake 182.
Blake 182. It's on YouTube. It's very funny. He's going to be at Skankfest this year. Do you know Skankfest?
I do know Skankfest.
Big J and
Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah. It's their
festival. I've heard about them talking about it. They were doing this like Battle of the Badass Bands thing on there, which I've heard about the entry thing.
Dude.
Yeah, I would have if I knew about it beforehand. I'd heard about like, oh, cool, this thing, and it's like, and submissions are closed. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, y'all would get on it for sure, dude.
We good try.
I think you would. I think y'all have the fucking moxie to fucking get on that shit. You got a damn saxophone now.
Yeah, saxophone makes it even more.
Got a wireless sax.
Yes. We are playing some cool stuff though later this year, but
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the songs I know with sax now.
Oh yeah, we were actually considering doing like re-records of some of our old stuff because like the new guy Travis Taylor, who's our keyboardist and saxophonist, he records and produces himself too. And like he was thinking, like if we ever wanted to do re-records and stuff, we could record at his place and he do the recordings.
Record it live. You going to do a live record? I'll record it.
We've done a live record before,
but like for real.
Like it'd be cool to do like a legit live
with
one
with like video and everything. Let's fucking do it.
I mean, heck, I'd be down.
I'm serious. We could do it. Pick the venue, and we'll record that bitch. Because all the venues now around town have recording capabilities right there, mostly on the in their systems. I know Al's probably can.
Yeah, I remember we did like a recording thing back when it was still around, Cosmic Charlie's.
Yeah,
because they had the soundboard
during COVID.
Yeah, and I know that like we recorded some tracks on it, and I put them out there, but I don't think they came out the best. That was like when like we were doing like I think it was like COVID. Was it part of the COVID cast? Yeah, it was when like COVID first started and they were doing live streams.
And y'all did Fat Man too. That's the first time I ever saw you.
We did Fat Man, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever saw you. I was like, holy crap, these guys are cool.
That was a fun time doing the Fat Man thing.
Yeah. Joe from Fat Man and FBA, he's in town today apparently. But we have definitely missed each other. But fucking, if you did a live record, you could get all the horns on it now and be like, this is us now. And then you could release it as a live record.
That would be an idea. It's like the fastest way to get that done.
And y'all have like so many people like follow you guys closely. I feel like everybody would buy it, even if it or listen to it, even if y'all didn't press it on anything.
Oh yeah, let's do it. That's actually an idea I got to run by the others about that one because that's
run it by.
Cool
you guys could have live merch.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm your
merchant.
I'm your marketing advisor. I don't know. But if you want to do it, I would love to like help and be a part of it because
I think something I have to. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I'd say. I always wanted to do like a live record thing, and we got like 3 albums worth of stuff now. So like we have a lot to pull from idea wise.
Yeah, y'all could play all of your songs.
That'd be a good long time. Well,
you could do it in 2 nights.
Could do it in 2 nights. That would be a real fun thing to do. To have some like well recorded live tracks of what we get because it gets the live energy mixed in with it too.
Yeah,
so that's always fun.
How long has the new sax player been with you?
We started jamming with him in January of this year.
Okay,
actually not. It was early. It was like December.
Okay,
yeah.
So still pretty
recent because it was December last year. Because I remember his first show with us was David's birthday show in February.
Okay,
so we had like 2 months to prepare and get him ready for that.
That's cool, man. I'm excited. Y'all shows are always so much fucking fun.
Oh, yeah, we try to bring the entertainment, bring the fun.
Dude. I'm like, do not join the pit tonight. Do not do it. Oh my God, do you remember the last time we played together at Fish Tank?
There was the fights.
There were 2 fights.
2 fights.
2 fights.
And like, I was like, the metal band hasn't even gotten on stage yet. And we're like, freaking all this craziness is happening. So first thing we get on stage, you have to go, all right, no fighting through the whole set, please. No fighting.
There was a fight during our set.
Yeah.
Or was it? No, it was during
Carbon Vulture.
Yes,
that was the other one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That was wild because I remember like when the first fight was just kind of like an altercation, but then the second fight was a real wrestling underground fight with like one of the door guy and the drunk dude that was in there. Yeah, and I was like, am I gonna have to get in this and like pull them apart and stuff? Because like as like resident one of the big guys there, I feel like I have to do something if some violence comes out.
Joe from FBA fame, he fucking was in there with him, and I thought he started it.
Oh,
because Joe and sometimes when we get drunk, we'll wrestle. And dude, one time we got in a full on like wrestling match on the sidewalk in front of Magbar.
Oh wow!
He drank like 30 Bud Lights or something. No, he drinks IPA. He drank so much beer, and we played, and it was fun as hell. And then he was like, "Let's wrestle," and I was like, "No." And
I
then
can just imagine someone outside Magbar doing that shit.
And then we started wrestling around, and like I'm pretty low to the ground, so he couldn't really like move me. But like
the low center of gravity,
I couldn't really do anything to him either. And then these two guys walked up to us, and they started like telling Joe, like coaching him how to like beat me. I was like, "Hey, fuck you guys." He started it. I'm not even want to fight anymore.
To see whose like team they were on.
Why are you fucking? Why are you fucking doing that? You know?
They're like, we had like a situation like that, but it was like all even like when we played Akron this past Saturday. There was this couple that was there who was doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu in the pit. Like they were like, we thought an actual fight broke out. Then we realized like
against each other or just on random
against each other. They were bringing random people into it.
What if they were just fucking choking people out?
That would be
like, yo, this is the pit. This is how we pit.
This is the way we mosh now in 2023.
Pit in Akron.
But yeah, it was like a couple that was there. They were just like fight against each other, and we thought it was a real fight until we saw like they were pulling like guard and doing all the like the jiu-jitsu moves, and like. We were like, and I was on stage like watching him the whole time while performing. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
That is crazy.
And like, it was crazy. Like, I wanted to say something to afterwards, just say like that was cool and dope. But it was like that's the first time that's ever happened at a show.
Yeah. I mean, it still is kind of crazy though. You know.
Yeah, like it was fun. I hope next time we play Akron, they're at the show again.
Yeah, dude, I would love to look out there and see people doing martial arts.
Because like we just want a mosh pit, and then there's people doing jiu-jitsu. It was nuts.
The pit at LDB Fest was, and I'm one to shit on a pit for being like
2 week sauce.
Yeah, especially nowadays. No offense to anybody who's young, but like. People used to go to the hospital every day, every time. It was a problem.
Oh yeah.
Bouncers, everybody tried to fight the bouncers. I mean, and they would all the straight edge kids would tag up and get fucking brass knuckles and beat the shit out. It was. I
love like you lose the alcohol, then you get more violent.
Yeah, and I never really got into that, but I was friends with them because that kind of. It was just wild. So now, but that pit at LDB was terrifying. It was so big and so fast. I mean, people were like sprinting, dude. I was like, I'm not going in there. It looked like you ever looked in the hole of a lawnmower?
Yes.
The little chute where
yeah.
And you can see it spinning on the blades and then the shit coming out. That's what it looked like. It was so fast and there were so many bodies. It just looked like a tornado.
I'd imagine with that lineup they had that it would definitely be like a wild pit. I saw some video of it.
It was great.
Because like 856, the videographer was there.
Yes, he was.
And yeah, like I just saw some of the clips and like that looked gnarly. That whole like mosh pit. Especially with that lineup though, it had to be like freaking Terror. I've been seeing Terror twice. It's a violent ass pit every single time.
They played the first night, I think. I didn't get to see them.
Like them, Knock Loose, of course, which I still haven't gotten a chance to see because their tickets sell out every time they play around here.
Yeah, I've seen them. That's the second time I've seen them. They're good. But actually, I didn't even get to see them this last time because Big J was in Louisville, Big J Okerson.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to see him more. I'd seen them before twice, so that night.
I remember that because I saw Big J was with Louisville just like a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, like whenever LDB was.
Yeah,
it was in whenever the hell I don't remember when.
Because like I thought about coming up to Louisville for that because I remember there was like a couple things in Louisville because there was Life of Agony and Sick of It All playing in town the same night as
Here?
No in Louisville.
Oh, really?
Same night Big J was there.
Oh yeah, okay.
And there was that, but then like wound up doing something. I forgot what I wound up doing, and I did something here in Lex, but I had like the option of both of those to go to. And I was thinking like, what if I could do both and try to go? Because like Big J's a comedian I've been wanting to see forever.
Yeah, he's so funny, dude. Did you see his new special?
No, that was the one that filmed at Skankfest, right?
Yeah, it's called Dog Belly.
Yeah, Dog Belly. I haven't watched it yet, but I definitely want to. Like, it's definitely. I've listened to like some of the stuff he has on Spotify, like his crowd work albums.
Yeah,
I know he's got like those on Spotify. And I've seen like, I first heard of Big J off of that Comedy Central series, the storytelling one that Ari Shaffir started. I forget the title of it.
This is not happening.
This is not happening. That's right. Yeah. I remember like that was the first of anything I heard about Big J, and that's how I learned about the Legion of Skanks podcast. I got into that because like he was telling like a story about him and two of his friends got gangbanging this like chick they met at a bar, and like how it was like one of the friends just had like this little scrawny just had like the biggest dick, and they were like pile driving him into the girl and shit, like all together, like they were like his words was like we were like a trio fuck team.
Oh my god, dude!
Which is hilarious to think about.
They're such trash.
Oh man,
that's funny though.
That podcast can be a bit much, like all the time, but it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, it is fun. I've just recently, in the past few months, started listening to it. Because I don't know, I just didn't know any of the comedians. But, like, Ari, you know, I follow Ari on YouTube. So, anytime he's on a podcast, it shows up in my...
Your suggestions and all that. I listen to him on a lot of podcasts because basically a lot of the people he's friends with and the whole, like, I guess, Rogan circle, essentially. Because I've heard him on, like, of course, like, Joe Rogan Show. I heard him on Two Bears, One Cave before.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Legion of Skanks podcast. And he's always entertaining. I've seen his like specials, like his most recent one, like Jew and other stuff he's put on.
Dude, Jew was great.
Jew was great. I really, it was a nice concept. It's always cool when like comedians like want to do, it's like a concept album for bands. It's like a concept comedy performance.
Yeah.
Where you have like everything around like a central theme. And that's actually, it was really cool the way he did it.
Who's Ali Sadiq? Do you know him?
I know. I've seen them. I've seen him somewhere. I know the name.
He's kind of a storyteller comic, but he was in prison in his 20s for like 6 years, and he grew up and still lives in Houston. And like,
wait, is he the guy that's on?
He was in Louisville last night. I met him.
That's not the guy that's on Alex.
He's been on Rogan a couple times.
Because I feel like I might have heard. Does he have his own podcast? Like Andrew Schultz. Is that the guy that's with Andrew Schultz all the time?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
I think you're thinking about Akash Singh.
Oh yeah, that's who it is. Yes,
so.
actually, they're both very like Arabic sounding names.
Yeah.
Sorry, like I mix it up just a tad bit. When the video goes out.
We're cruising at 30 minutes.
Woo-ha.
Wait, who are we just talking about?
Talking about Ali Sadiq.
Yeah, Ali Sadiq. He was on This Is Not Happening quite a few times.
Yes.
Like, and last night he did like an hour and a half, maybe. No, not quite. He did an hour and 10 maybe. But he was so funny, and he just told stories.
I was like a good storyteller.
There were no real punchlines, but he was so cool. Okay, listen to this shit. So after the show, there were all the people that came, you know, the audience that wanted pictures. They all lined up, and they all went up on the stage in front of the logo of the club, and you know, took pictures with him one by one. And after all them did, like the comics, you know, we're not working there, but we know the staff. You know, we just hang out to all the paying customers. You know, people that bought tickets to, and I mean, we bought tickets too, but like people that are non-comics,
just like casual, like showgoers.
Yeah, so let them get through, and then we went up there, and I told him I went up there first. I told him my name, and he said, I said, "Hi, I'm John Bass." And he said, "John Bass." I said, "I'm a comic." He said, "You're a comic?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm a comedian." And he was like, "Well, did you come?" I was like, "Yeah, I was here. It was a fantastic show." And he was like, "I won't forget you, John Bass." And I was like, "I won't forget you either. I promise." And I walked away, and then two of my friends went after me, and then another one of my friends named Will McKenzie went up. He's also a comedian, and he told him, he's like, "Hi, I'm a comedian." And he's like, "Will McKenzie, John Bass, I'll remember those two." And I was like, "What did he mean by that?" And Will said that, like, in Houston and like in, I don't know, I guess it's more, urban culture. I don't know, without sounding racist, I don't know what other way to say it. But but like that
in urban culture,
or like that, or not. Well, just in his culture, I guess, down there.
Yeah.
That if you go to a city, you have to check in with somebody in that scene. Or I mean, it's not like a violent thing, but if
like
you
a respect thing,
yes,
or something like that.
Yes. And so Will said something like, we are attached to Louisville for him now.
Okay.
In a way, like and also the other comedians, all the comedians that were there, not just us, but all of he. So I don't know, I don't know how much like weight is to that, but it was really cool. Like it was a really cool thing to like be grouped in, you know what I mean?
To be like, you were representative of Louisville comedy.
I'm not a rep of nowhere, but like I am there a lot, and just the fact that he's so, I don't know. I mean, he is a very successful comedian.
Yeah.
I mean, he told all these stories about rubbing shoulders with like celebrities, and he had a really funny story about meeting Lil' Kim.
Oh, I'm sure that had to be entertaining.
I'm not gonna say it because I think he's got a special coming out soon. But anyway, he was a very cool guy, and I was like, he's one of the best shows I've seen since I've seen live comedy shows. So
it's always cool, like, to be like that, like those upper tier artists in general, but especially whatever field you do, like upper comedians and like big names like that. You can learn a lot from like seeing artists like that, and seeing like bigger names, seeing like how they do things, and basically just absorbing everything you can, essentially.
Yeah. It's like seeing the, not the future, but it's like, oh, I'd like to be like that. I'd like to be that far along in it, but
and have that same level of impact on people you meet when you like go to shit, when you perform shows.
For sure. And I mean, it's crazy, like, going out and playing and entertaining people. People like just want to like hang out and talk and like have a friend and like be somewhere with other people. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's a good way to be like social. Feel like you're out amongst people, part of a community.
Yeah. You'd be surprised if you speak to someone how much they will share with you, because like we don't talk a lot anymore. We either listen or watch. So I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. It's fun to, it's so much fun to like.
It's fun to be like actually out and amongst people and like communicate with others. Feel like you're getting a connection, because I'd say like a lot, since we have a whole lot of connection that's done online these days.
Yeah.
It's especially like coming out like pandemic a few years ago where we were all a lot less social. Everybody's like, they cherish the moments where you get to be actually amongst people face to face a lot more and want to socialize a lot more, I'd say.
It drove me crazy because I wanted to give everyone COVID so bad.
What are they like? I'm gonna be the king super spreader. I'm gonna breathe on you.
Have you ever had COVID?
I did have COVID.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I had it confirmed at least once. I might have had it twice, because I did get real sick another time, like this past winter. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have any tests or anything on hand, but like I felt like this might be COVID, just a newer strain of it. But yeah, I had it September of 2021 the first time. right before I was scheduled to get a booster shot, get the shot and all that too.
Yeah.
And that was horrible. I think it was like I went to work the first day that I had it. The first day it was like real bad symptoms of it. It was on like a Monday. I remember I first started feeling symptoms on a Saturday. Coming back from a concert I went to, and I was in a mosh pit amongst like a whole bunch of people in Louisville. I was like, ew, because like when I first got the fever, like
it's either COVID or HPV, one of the two.
One of those something. I had like the fever, like. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we went to like a Penn Station or something the next day on a Sunday. I was still feeling bad, not feeling any better. And then like I tried to go to work Monday and I was feeling like death. I work a warehouse physical labor job. And I remember I made it to like lunch. I went to my car and fell asleep for an hour. I tried to recover. I came back in and my manager was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I got this. I'm like, no problem. And like, you should go home. And then, like, I thought maybe I should just see if this is COVID because I was in denial of like, I could get COVID. It never could be me. And go through one of those drive-through tests and it's like, oh, guess what? You got COVID. I'm like, oh, that's why I feel horrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just put me on my ass for like 5 days.
Shit.
I had to be quarantined for more because we had to do it more back then. It was a struggle.
It sucked so bad, dude.
So much. I hated it.
The other day, I made a joke about COVID or something. I said something about it being fake. Just a joke. Yeah. And some guy groaned. And I was like, you're such a... And I called him a pussy.
It's like, oh, you're one of those comedians.
And I was like, shut up, you pussy.
Like, get off the stage, anti-vaxxer.
I felt so bad for saying it, but it was pretty funny.
Listen, you got to test those limits as a comedian. You got to see like what your own limits are, as well as what the crowd's is.
Yeah. Last week I had to follow a lady who did a dance routine. She did a dance routine to the Who's the Boss theme song. Her and her sister got up on stage and did it. It's on YouTube.
Nice.
And I had to follow that. And I was sitting there knowing I was next, processing, okay, what am I supposed to do?
How do you follow a dance routine?
How do you follow? And I was like, it's fine. It'll be fine. Like dancing. And they were great. Like it was very funny and like very, very like Kristen Wiig, SNL-esque, and like absurd dancing around, like very Napoleon Dynamite vibes.
Yeah, it's a very different thing to do at a stand-up comedy show.
Yeah, not really. I mean, not the most conventionally. You wouldn't do that, but whatever. I'm not. She can do with her time what the fuck she wants, and people were like into it, and it was entertaining. But I was about to go up and. Another comedian came over and whispered in my ear. He was like, you gotta follow that. I was like,
just lay on the pressure.
Thanks. I was like,
just put the pressure on hard.
I was actually fine until but I went up there the first minute and like I could not get any like anything out of them. And I was like, what if I fucking dance? I jumped and did a jump kick, and then I tried to do the splits.
How'd that go?
Not good. I got halfway down, and so I was like, don't hurt yourself. I was like, yeah, you're right. And I just got back up. And then I just restarted. Just threw my opening 2 jokes away. I was like, just let me start.
Man.
I was like, who had to work today?
At least you tried.
Oh, man. But it was fun. It was a fun battle. But I was like, I did get mad at the crowd, and that's where I called the guy a pussy because I said something stupid.
God, you're letting it get to you.
But well, I was also like, you know what? It's like I want to be. It's just like with music. Like I kind of come at everything creative through that lens of like me. I don't know why, but I do because that's the only one I've ever really developed. But like with music, it's like when I write or whatever, I don't really think about, ooh, what kind of reaction is this gonna get? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because I think if you think like that, you can get into some really creative ways of songwriting and like ways to like innovate while still thinking, oh, how is this gonna slap or whatever.
Yeah.
So I used to be very like I was punk rock, like fuck that, I'm gonna play what I want. If you don't like it, you can suck my dick.
The punk way.
And I still kind of feel that way. Genuine, honestly, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if anybody likes it. But I don't know. With comedy, you can't really just be like, I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. If they're not laughing, then you have to do something different.
Yeah, that's because like the audience is like the test of whether what you're doing is good or not.
Yeah, it'd be like playing a song and then no one clapping for you. I mean, have you ever had that happen?
I have had that happen before. We've had that happen a few times because like, I guess they either didn't know when the song ended or like.
Yeah, actually, I have to. I take that back. It happens a lot, actually.
Yeah,
especially in like small bar shows.
Yeah, it's worse when it's in a small bar. Well, I don't know. It might be
one clap from
like one clap. It's where like there's like 3-4 seconds go after you're done with the song. You're like, clap, motherfuckers.
There's always like some drunk person who thinks that you're Led Zeppelin. He's like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen.
We did that for ourselves when we played in Jeffersonville, Indiana, I think it was, at Losers. Like, it wasn't the hugest crowd that like was there, and like after 2 or 3 songs of like a delayed applause of people like not knowing that it was supposed to be like, hey, it's the end of the song. Freaking like David goes like, "Whoa, Stormtoker's the best goddamn band in the goddamn world."
Hell yeah.
We had to be our own hype men.
Yeah. Fuck them. We don't need you.
But then we played a cover, and then all the staff and people that were in the other room decided to come in. And I was like, oh, of course you're coming for the cover.
The other night, Dark Moon Hollow, they covered a Queens of the Stone Age song.
Really?
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. That song was good.
I recorded it. It's so good.
I can go.
I forgot to post it.
With the flow.
It was the same. It was good, man. They had like the harmonies going. I really enjoyed it. They're a good band.
Yeah, Dark Moon. I know.
I don't get too much into bluegrass, but like they are very, very talented.
Yeah, I've seen their name around a lot of places.
Great. You know Riley.
Yeah, Riley Gale.
Yeah, Riley's project.
Riley. Forget what his last. I know
from Forrest.
Yeah, from Forrest. Yeah. I know Riley.
Yeah, he's and all those guys are.
They're amazing musicians.
Yeah, they're all fucking
I have seen them live before. Like they are great.
They're good. I mean, it's like even if you don't, listen to something, you can tell when I was like, this shit is.
Sometimes like talent transcends genres. Of some
it doesn't matter. Yeah. Those boys rip, bruh.
Oh, you got twang the twang is good.
So how long do you play any other instruments? You've always just done drums?
I've always done drums. I've bought guitars and basses before to try to learn another instrument besides drums, but didn't feel like putting in the same amount of work as I did with drums. I learned like 2 songs on piano before and like didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
I kind of got the general idea of how piano works now though, and I kind of want to try to like lean in more into that because it'll be easier to write melodies, help with songwriting and stuff. And for some reason, it seems like a lot of drummers seem to gravitate towards doing keys as their second thing for some reason.
Interesting. That is true.
Yeah, like I don't know why that is. I know it's technically a percussion instrument. It's like I make the note by pressing something.
Because the hammers.
Yeah.
You got the hammer throw.
So like if I would learn it, because I feel like that'd be the easiest to pick up for the sake of songwriting, because I don't have to learn how to strum a string properly or frets or anything like that.
And you could also have it like on your rig, you know what I mean? Yeah,
where like you can have like do a little piano outro, like the piano outro on Epic from Faith No More.
Oh yeah,
I forget the piano, but it'd be a cool thing to add. But of course, we have an actual keyboardist in the band now, so I guess I wouldn't really have to.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he's doing sax and keys.
Yeah, sax, keys, and like he can put samples and stuff like on his like rig and all that. So
that's sick, dude.
Yeah. So like he's got all our sounds covered on the electronic front.
That's good. The sax really like brings the low end or whatever.
It does. Like it's. Because we were like considering doing a second guitar, but having like the sax as the second guitar of sorts adds like a unique tone to everything. Because he's putting it through a distortion pedal, or just through like some distortion effect. So like it's got like the girth and the power that more than a normal saxophone would have.
It's got the girth.
It's got the girth. That's some girthatone. Real nice.
Son, your saxophone is girthy.
Oh, I'm telling Travis that the next time I see him. Like, I love your girthy saxophone, bro.
He should tell me.
Toot my horn.
Does his saxophone have a name?
I don't think it has a name.
If it doesn't, he should name it.
If it does, he hasn't told us.
Girthy.
Girtha.
Girtha. That's a good one.
It's like, here's my saxophone Girtha.
Gig Girtha.
Gig Girtha.
Do you ever like sit around and think up band names?
I have a whole list on my phone of potential band names.
Ooh, let's do some.
At least I think I still have it. I have one for song titles for sure. Basically, I have like a note in my notes app for like song prompts when I can't think of like a song topic to write about something. But I think I did one for band names like forever ago. Because I remember, like, I just put the ideas out there. If I ever made another project, it'd be cool to have, like, another name in there. I don't think I have a band name one. I do have, like, a song prompt one, though.
Give me a song title.
Let's see. What do I got here?
Is this a potential... There's no song attached to it. It's just a title.
Yeah, this is just like a title or an idea for like a lyric writing prompt.
Lay it on me.
What do I got here? Curse of the Sky God is one that I wrote down in there.
Is that one about Jesus?
It might be. Like some of these, this has been so long since I've revisited this notes app. Like I don't remember the inspiration for all these. What do I have? Bright of the Star, Dark of the Shadow.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think I got that from listening to some podcast about a comedian talking about the pain, like the troubles you have with success. I don't remember who it was from that, but
Kevin Hart.
It could have been Kevin Hart, possibly. That Gods of Your Devils. A lot of like I try to make stuff a little bit too epic sounding or something. Apparently,
that's the Mastodon.
Probably because like Mastodon's real big at the song titles.
Yeah, dude. I like them though. They're very like. Oh, they're fantasy. I like it.
It's very spacey with a lot of stuff. They do a lot of acid too, which helps.
Mastodon does a lot of acid?
Yeah. At least the drummer Braun does. I remember he was talking about on like this new tour they're doing. He was talking about how like the first dates in Portland and how they just legalized psychedelics in Portland, and said he was very excited for the first show being in Portland.
Dude, I bet I've never played music on acid.
I've done mushrooms. I haven't done acid yet.
I've done mushrooms.
Like, yeah, I've done mushrooms. I had
Wait, you've never done acid, period?
No.
Oh.
I've done mushrooms, but never done acid because every time I've been around acid or had the opportunity, it has not been a good time to try acid for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, very first time I was around it, I was already out with friends till like 4 a.m. And then at 4 a.m., after being up all day, one of my friends come up to me like, hey, like I got these tabs of acid, you want to drop it? And I'm like, that's like a 12-hour high at 4 a.m. and I've already been up. This is not a good time to do it.
No.
Another time was like at a festival we played where I was sick. And that's not a good time to do it either, I wouldn't think.
No.
So it's just been like a run of bad luck things, like bad timing like that. Like I had to work the next day, or I was sick or tired or something like that.
I didn't know they did. I know they're big pot smokers. I didn't know they were. Well, I know what's his name, Brent Hines is.
Yeah,
I don't know about the other ones.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I know that they all used. I don't know like who all did what drugs. I know Braun was like real big on psychedelics and doing like acid, mushrooms, and all that because he talks about it a lot. Brent Hines has done a lot.
I don't think Brent Hines. I feel like he will do anything.
Yeah, he's wild. He was a wild man back in the day.
Yeah.
I know Troy Sanders has done cocaine because I knew somebody who met him at a strip club in Atlanta before, and he was like just off in his own world, like doing a lot of coke, like by the bathrooms.
Nice,
which is pretty wild. The most straight-laced one, though, Bill Kelleher, who like rarely does interviews or anything. Like he seems like the most normal out of everybody.
And he writes a bulk of like
he's the main riff guy of that. Yeah. He's the other guitarist, writes all the main riffs. He used to do some screamy vocals in the early stuff, but he's not one of the singers really in the band.
He just plays. He always has really good like tone.
Oh yeah, he's
a
tone beast. Then yeah, he's just the riff master in the band, and like I don't know if he might have done drugs with him back in the day, but he comes off as a straight laced guy. At least now he does. I think he actually had alcohol problems back in the day and he quit. So I think that was like his thing. So he might not do anything now, like probably trying to be like clean and sober and all that.
You gotta if you're the riff master, you gotta be fucking focused.
Oh yeah, especially riff master Mastodon, because all four of them are like talented ass motherfuckers in that band.
Yeah, they're all as good at their thing as the other. You know.
Yeah.
I'd say Brent Hines is probably better at lead guitar than any of the others are at their thing. Maybe Brahm, it's close. Brahm might be as good at drum, but Troy isn't. I mean, he's a bass. No offense to me. I'm gonna get.
He does say he consciously like tries to be like the simplest, like to be like an anchor for everyone else going crazy in the band.
Yeah.
Which you kind of need that. You need like some accessible through line through all of the wildness that both Brent Hines and Braun Daler especially can do.
Yeah,
because
it feels like Bill and Troy, but yeah, Bill and Troy are more like
gotta have like the rhythm down, like the rhythm. Wow,
but Braum is like a fucking machine, dude.
Yeah, he's like the Energizer Bunny because like his style is just like constant fast fills all over the place.
Yes,
and like usually when you have a drummer that wants to do like fills that much, it doesn't come off that well because they're just like it's just way too much. But Braun can get away with that because he's just like whatever he plays fill wise, he'll do a lot of fills, but it all just fits.
It's tasteful.
Yeah, it's tasteful fills.
Yeah.
Like has a real jazzy style.
Yeah, it's not just like let me
just jerk off on the drum set here for like
guys.
Every song.
I'll do it. I'm a big bitch. I'll do it. But yeah, dude, I love them.
That's not stuff. I'm seeing them in August in Cincinnati.
Who are they playing with?
Gojira and Lorna Shore opening. So that'll be quite the bill. I already got my tickets. They're really playing in Covington, I think, actually. They're calling it Cincinnati, but it's like actually Covington. I forget this. It's some amphitheater shed type place. I forget what the location is. I haven't been there before. I know that much. But it's up in the Cincinnati greater area. There.
When is it? Fun. August when?
August 9th. That'll be it's a good one. Like I'm excited. The whole band of Stormtoker is gonna go that one together. It's gonna be a transcendental experience. Probably need to get some acid for that one because that'd be a good time to do it if any.
Yeah, I always have fun watching music doing acid. Mushrooms and watching live music. Not good for me. For me, it's just like I get too stimulated, and my mind just goes crazy.
There you are.
Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta.
Like first time I did mushrooms, I was at a music festival. I was at Full Terror Assault in Illinois, and that was a real fun time for me. Like, thing is, though, like I did since it was my first time, I did like a half dose. So like I was feeling like euphoric, but I wasn't sure if it was like all the just being at a music festival, all the alcohol I drank, or the mushrooms. I do know that the mushrooms kept me awake for longer though than I normally would have been, because like I got back, I was physically tired, but my brain was like awake. Yeah. When we got back to the campsite, but that was a fun time.
Yeah. Do you know? Have you ever heard of that band Lettuce?
Lettuce.
They're like a funk. Like a jazz funk fusion
band.
Oh
yeah, I have heard of Lettuce. Yes,
they're like really technical, just like crazy musicianship. Like you can't even fucking follow it.
Oh yeah, I've heard some Lettuce. It's like kind of like along some lines to Snarky Puppy. Yeah, like
maybe
who knows that. They're another like jazz technical thing like that too.
Yeah, but it was. It was more funk than jazz, I guess. So it was you could shake your ass to it, but it was still like
booty shaking tech.
Yeah,
playing.
It was very technical, but still like very like musical and easy to groove to.
Nice.
But it was at Manchester a couple years ago.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
But I took about 7 grams of mushrooms and went in that fucking concert.
Oh, that had to be wild.
I lost my mind, dude, in there. I couldn't move. I looked over at one point and Chris Morris, that runs sound, was standing there. He was like, "You all right, bub?" And I was like, "No."
I am not okay right now.
Dude, it was so scary. And then I sat in my car and I ate a bag of almonds and laughed at everyone who walked into their car. I was just making fun of people. And then I was like, I have to go home. And I am not proud, but I didn't realize that that mushroom, you're not supposed to drive on mushrooms. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
I thought it was just like weed, which you're not supposed to drive on weed apparently.
But you can drive on weed just slowly. It's like
yeah.
You're not supposed to. I would recommend it. Not condoning driving on weed.
Oh, I'm not condoning it, but I do it.
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, but whenever I pulled out of the parking lot, the tires, like it felt like the road and it looked like too for just a second before I like snapped out of it. The road was like Play-Doh and the tires were like pushing and making the road wave, and I was like, snap out of it, like screamed at myself. And then I like somehow pulled it together enough. I got to cook out.
Nice.
And I was like, I have to eat something, which that's not going to help.
Yeah, I don't think it helps.
It doesn't help.
It's not like weed where you can just eat something and.
I mean, it doesn't really help weed either.
Yeah, it doesn't. Really.
No, it doesn't. It just
you just gotta, especially if it's an edible.
Fat.
If it's an edible, you just gotta wait that out. It's pretty much.
Yeah, dude. Fuck
I've done something. So the second time I did mushrooms, I was hanging out with like a friend of mine, an old bandmate from Old Band, and like I guess he went off the bed. Or like he went off somewhere. I couldn't find him. So like I was like, all right, I guess you should go home now. And I went to my car and I was like, wait, I've never driven on mushrooms before. Like, what is this something I'm able to do?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I could stay here. I could go home. I had to work in the morning or something. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. I don't live 5 minutes away. I'm gonna try this. I get in my car. Like I'm feeling a little bit woozy as I leave the neighborhood. Once I got on New Circle, the bypass. I felt like I was on a Starship Enterprise flying through space, like going like, and I was like laughing and giggling the whole freaking time. I was like, oh, I'm on a spaceship, bro. This is awesome. Like,
holy shit!
If I get pulled over, I am fucked. I thankfully made it home safely. Didn't hurt or kill anybody. But yeah, I was like, I kind of want to do that again because it was so fun. But also, I know I shouldn't.
Yeah. I haven't driven. I mean, every now and then I'll do a microdose, but I don't feel like I get as much out of a microdose. I don't like it. Just makes me a little bit. It just makes me uncomfortable for like an hour, and then it's over.
Yeah, it's usually like microdosing is usually for like medicinal purposes a lot of the time. That seems like.
But I feel like I get more medicinal effect from doing a good dose, like a 3.5 to 5, because I don't because I think it just a small dose just feels like a weed high almost.
I can see that,
and that's fine, but it's not like it's there's nothing really groundbreaking.
There's nothing special really about it.
No. I did some a couple weekends ago. It was great. I watched Harry Potter. I watched like two or three Harry Potter movies.
Nice.
With my friend. We watched them while we took mushrooms. And it was good, but like every time we'd stop the movie and then talk to each other, the shit we said was so crazy. I'd be like, you know what I was thinking about? And then they were like, do you see that? And I'm like, nope. But I believe you. You know, we're just like really just
like way far gone.
We were gone, and then I was just like, "Can we play the movie, please?" Because I can.
If you have something to focus on,
my brain can live in that world right now, and it was actually really fun.
I'd imagine because like anything fantasy wise would be like real fun to do.
Oh yeah, dude, it'd be sick to do Lord of the Rings shit too.
Yeah, that'd be real fun to do.
I gotta figure out the timer for this thing. Like, for whatever reason, it turns off every 30 minutes. I don't know why it does
It's odd that you get like. It sounds like a battery saver or something, maybe.
Yeah, but the other one doesn't do it, and I think it's probably just like a setting in the camera. I don't know. I tried to find out, but I couldn't do it because I don't know why. I guess the menu hates me. What dates do y'all have coming up?
Coming up, we have a show actually this Saturday here in town. Playing at Al's Bar for Revenge of the Toker Fest.
Oh yeah, that's Saturday.
Yeah, that's this Saturday.
I'm gonna miss it.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, I guess it's something we're gonna do like biannually, maybe one in the spring, one in the fall. It's kind of like precursor / teaser local shows for like our main Holler Doom Festival we do in July. And on this Revenge of the Toker Fest, the holiday special, we're calling it, because it's just 2 days after old 420. Do we have ourselves? We're like closing that out, but from here in town, we got Caravan Discordia and He's Dead Jim.
Heck yeah.
As well as we got Flummox coming up from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, who are insane when it's talking about some crazy musicianship.
Hell yeah.
Flummox is the shiz. And some other bands that are on it whose names are I fuck their name up every time I try to say it. Appalachitari.
That's a good band.
Yeah, we played with them on Mountains of Metal down in London, Kentucky, and we brought them up for this one. Yeah. They're really good as well. Some nice metal-y stuff there. Really just a whole lot of good, like, diverse lineup of bands on this one.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. But we got
that Saturday?
Yeah, it's this Saturday. We have that. We have Fist of Riffs Festival happening up in Louisville at 21st Amendment Tavern up there.
When's that?
That is May. We are playing the Saturday, which is May 13th.
That sounds fun.
It's 2 days. It's a big, like, doom and stoner metal leading festival. On the day that we're playing, we have The Skull is headlining, as well as a band called Speed Dealer, who's really dope.
Hell yeah.
On the other night, I believe they got like Howling Giant from Tennessee and like some other pretty strong stoner, psychedelic rock bands of that sort.
Fuck yeah.
And I know that we are playing Ohio Doomed and Stonefest, which just got announced a week or two ago. That's going to be in Youngstown, Ohio.
Fuck yeah.
At Westside Bowl.
Home of Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, that's where Tony Hinchcliffe's from. Nice. They were playing at Westside Bowl for Ohio Doom and Stonefest on the Saturday of that date, which I think is the 29th? Whatever the Saturday of that is, around that time, the 20th to 29th.
Awesome. Where can like what's your Stormtoker? Is it at Stormtoker Band?
Well, it's basically just Google Stormtoker. It's very easy to find. Like on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/Stormtoker. Stormtoker Official on the Instagram. And
it's Stormtoker Official.
Yeah, on Instagram. And on TikTok, I think it's Stormtoker or Stormtoker Music. I'm trying to get put the kids in hip TikTok and trying all that stuff, and it's hard to do videos all the time.
Yeah.
Wait,
who came up with the name for Stormtoker?
That was David, our bassist.
Is it from a conversation?
I think we were trying to like brainstorm band names, and like he just came up with. I don't know where he got inspiration from for it, or whether he just like came with the name Stormtoker. And originally we weren't going to go with that because we didn't want to be pigeonholed into like a stoner metal thing. And the idea wasn't even to be a stoner metal band at first.
Yeah,
like. Because like they were both coming off of being in like a thrash metal band, and I was coming off of being like a grungy alt rock band, and we didn't have the idea when we made Stormtoker. We did jams and wrote some songs first, and didn't have the idea to be a stoner metal band. But then like we came up with the name, we couldn't think of anything better that wasn't taken, and then we made the name, and then we kind of grew into being a stoner band.
Okay,
and. A lot of that just came naturally with like David being a big songwriter, but bass wise,
yeah,
and like he just wanted to write like heavy, slow riffs, and that wound up us leading into a stoner sound.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess the name we wound up playing with a lot of other stoner bands and got like kind of inspired more from that. And now we're like pretty deep into like the stoner playing Ohio Doomed and Stonefest.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah. That when is that one again? June.
That's July 29th. I have like the dates of our shit.
Yeah,
in here.
follow Like and subscribe and follow.
The Stormtoker.
Also, it's Heavy Haystack podcast, right?
Yes, the Heavy Haystack podcast is a podcast that I do and oftentimes do with my bassist, David Andrew Langley, where we talk about metal news and reviews, talk about new tracks. We're going to be talking about the new Metallica album on the next one.
I listened to the first 4 or 5 songs today. Good. That's good. I mean, it was like, yep.
It's a Metallica album.
They had a cool riff. The intro, the very first song, had a cool riff. I really liked it. And then okay, I'm gonna say this right now. The first song on that new Metallica record, there's a riff on it that is very similar to a riff that I've been working on for about 6 or 7 months, and I'm so fucking pissed off. But it's not the main theme of the song. Okay. It's not the main riff line at all. It's just they just do it for like a few phrases and they never do it again. So I don't think anyone, but I was listening, I was like, this is fucking great. I was like, wait a second. Wait.
It's like Metallica ripped off John Bass.
No.
Put it in the headlines.
No, they didn't rip me off, but there's no way I can be like, hey, check out this song that because if it sounds too much like it, I'm like.
You're going to be like, oh, you took that from Metallica.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to say that. I mean, it's fine to be like compared to someone, but like, oh, that riff you played, that's actually, you know what I mean? I mean, it happens. I mean, it happens to every person.
Yeah. There's only so many notes in the note scale that you can really pull from, so people can have the same idea.
I find myself writing in like similar patterns, just with different notes and chords, but the same pattern, and I'm like, I don't like that pattern. I don't want to repeat that pattern. Even if it's a good pattern. It's like I did it. It's like that's for that one. I don't know. Yeah,
it's basically trying to do something new, something different every time, where you're not repeating yourself too much.
Yeah, but that also gets I understand why that makes it less digestible for some people, because it's like they don't. You know what I mean? Most of the population's not jamming fucking Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah.
Or Anal Cunt or fucking...
Music can be very challenging for many, even within the scene. It's like...
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is that? I can't even... Especially some of the black metal stuff that's like super lo-fi.
It's like recording it on a potato in a toilet.
Yeah, it sounds like shit. Or so fast and just like thrash that you can't. I don't even know what's happening.
I've recently been getting more into black metal. There's more of the modern bands are like, yay, like we like actually like production that's good these days, which is cool.
Who is it? Dark
Throne?
Dark Throne. Their last record sounded good.
Yes, I like. And they're a band that doesn't take themselves overly serious. So they put in little jokes, like subtle jokes into their stuff. Like their album cover was like a dude ice skating with a Dark Throne hoodie on. Is the album cover that they put in black and white.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, but you can't really tell that until you look at it.
Oh, right? you look at it. It's like. At first, I thought it was supposed to be some dramatic pose. Like, wait, no, he's ice skating. What the hell is he doing?
That's funny.
And they have a song on that record called "The Sea Beneath the Seas of the Sea." I'm like, I've read that. I'm like, come on, you're fucking with us now, aren't you?
They're good, man. I really like them.
They're good. I do like them a lot. Them, Satyricon.
I don't know them.
They're like black metal AC/DC, kind of with their stuff. They're kind of like. It's a 2-piece, like Satyr, who's like the singer guitarist.
Satyricon?
Yeah. And it's just a 2-piece guitarist and drummer with the guitarist doing vocals. And they're basically they don't do normal black metal. It has the black metal atmosphere and the black metal scratchy vocal style.
How do you spell it?
Satyr. Icon.
Okay.
Yeah. But they just kind of do kind of what you call black and roll, where just heavy riffy tracks, but with a black metal aesthetic.
Whoa, how do you say it?
Satyricon?
Satyricon and Munch. It's an album from 2022. It says that it's one track, 56 minutes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's not their normal thing they do. Like most of the tracks are like standard song lengths and all that.
Oh, they're not too long.
Yeah, they're not too long. Like a lot of their like main stuff is just kind of like Black Crow on a Tombstone is like a nice like hooky track of theirs.
What is it?
Black Crow on a Tombstone. Like one of the popular tracks, they got like King is their big one. It was just like a big riff. It's like big riff black metal kind of. Like they don't do like the fast tremolo picking stuff or like the super speedy double bass. It's just kind of like grooves. Like, yeah. I don't know what song this is, but
Midnight Serpent.
Midnight Serpent. I don't know if. Yeah, this is like kind of more along the lines of what they usually play.
I love this kind of shit.
Like, it's just kind of like riffy, something with a black metal aesthetic to it.
Do you know that band Elder?
Yes, I'm
good.
supposed to go see them.
They just put out a new record that's so good, dude.
I know. I listened to it once. I'd still need to go back and listen to it more. I really liked their 2020 record Omens a lot. Like,
Omens?
I played that one a lot.
I've been listening to them. This record, it's called Innate Passage.
Yeah, it was really good when I heard it. Like, they're the type of band where I have to listen to something like a couple times to like get into it. But yeah, they're great. Like I know like a band we played with and friends with, Howling Giant from Nashville, who's going to be on the Fist of Rest Fest with us. They went on tour with Elder actually not too long ago.
Wow.
They were playing like sold out venues and stuff. It's real cool for them. We're happy that they've gotten big enough to like play with the band like Elder.
What are they called in Nashville?
Howling Giant.
Howling Giant. Okay.
Yes, we played with them 2 or 3 times now, and they are stellar. Just like spacey psych rock stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been listening to Elder and then also that band Mogwai.
Yeah, Mogwai. I've listened to some Mogwai
they're
stuff.
Good. It's like ambient.
Yeah.
It's not metal at all. It's like ambient heavy rock. I don't know. But a lot of keys, a lot of synths and like
I do like Mogwai. I have a whole playlist of bands like that. Something else along those lines, if you don't already know them, Somali Yacht Club. I've
never heard of them.
They're kind of in that like doomy, spacey, psyche vein. It's just like really, it's all like melodic vocals and real chill feeling a lot of the time.
Hold on, I'm gonna type. So Satyricon.
Yeah.
Satyriicon.
Yes.
And then you said Omens from Elder. I need to listen.
Yes, it's the album before the new one.
Joe, my buddy, he just texted me, but he's a big Elder fan.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Elder's so good.
Yeah. Omens by Elder. And then what was the one you just said?
And the one I just said was Somali Yacht Club.
Somali. That's a fucking good band name.
It is a good band. It's one I never, even before like I knew attached the songs to the band, I've just like knew that name. It was like, that's a catchy name.
In the 90s, there was this punk band called John Cougar Concentration Camp.
I like that.
Dude, having a cool band name is like important.
Like there's like that's something I've been seeing like with a few bands in hardcore recently. Like Nicolas Cage Fighter is like a new band that's like
funny.
Pretty hot.
That's funny.
Course,
I love silly hardcore bands.
Oh, it's
don't
fun.
give a fuck.
The Callous Dow Boys is another one.
That's funny.
They played in Louisville not too long ago.
Callous Dow Boys.
Yeah, DAO Boys, I guess is what it is. It took me forever to realize that was a pun. Like my dumbass was like, "Why is that?" I know it's a goofy sounding name, but what's the like Callous Dallas Cowboys? Oh, okay, that's it. Callous Dow Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the names for especially like heavy music, it gets pretty stupid.
Oh yeah, like you try to be like heavy, like you want some dark and evil sounding, but all the simple dark and evil's been taken. That's how you get some like 5 Finger Death Punch and things like that.
Yeah. Yesterday I was taking my kid home. Was it yesterday? Yeah, and it was Saturday. I'm sorry. It was Saturday. And we were talking, and for some reason, we were talking about emailing email. And she said she emails her teachers instead of, messaging them in like the teacher portal or whatever. She's like, I just prefer email. And we were thinking, I was like, that's odd for your age. Most kids your age don't prefer email. And she was like, I know, but I really like it. And she just goes, I love email. And I was like, that's a really good band name. I love email is a great band name. For think like synth pop. Think
I was saying be in the indie
realm. Not like
I love email. I can see that.
Like an all girl, just like an all girl shit show.
I can picture that. That'd be a country. I remember
all girl shit show. Also, is a really good band
actually.
name.
It was to go. I do like that. All girl shit show.
All girl shit show. You're welcome, all girl, but be all dudes.
I remember I had an idea for like a great punk band name.
What was it?
High Class Hormones.
Ooh, High Class Hormones.
Which I was thinking like somebody's like make that a band name because it's just like it's catchy, rolls off the tongue real well, and it just sounds like a punk
High
band
Class
name.
Hormones. Yeah. First album would be Majestic Mormons.
Majestic Mormons. That would be good.
In high school, we would always sit around and think of band names, me and my friends and I, and we just think, just like we're doing, or do either or, like Megadeth or Metallica, Green Day or NoFX, and and do the bet. We're stupid, but we would sit around and do that. And one time, my dad came up to my friends and I, and we were thinking of band names, and my dad was like, "Hey, I got a good band name for you guys," and I was like, "Oh God, he's gonna embarrass me," because he used to say wild shit to my friends.
Nice.
And he said, y'all need to be Johnny Scrotum and the Crotch Rockets.
That sounds like a dad goofy thing to come with.
That is such a hack fucking idiot thing to say. It's so stupid, but like my friends thought it was the funniest shit ever. And I did too, but I didn't want to admit how funny it was because it was so hack, But yeah, Johnny Crotch. And then we were like, no. He's like, all right, how about just the Scrotums? And we're like, that's not a bad... It's not a bad name, actually. The Nut Sacks.
If there's bands like the Circle Jerks and stuff around, you can do like the Sacks, the Nut Sacks.
Oakley Dokley is one of the best band names ever.
That is a great one, and along with the whole theme of that band.
You know what? They're not as good as I thought they were gonna be.
Really?
Like they're good, but like
outside of like the lead song they had, White Wine Spritzer, I actually don't know any of the other stuff.
I don't either. It's kind of like I think that's the danger of being gimmicky is then everybody just wants you to do that thing.
Do the gimmick thing. Of course, like they're leading into it with the whole Ned Flanders like costume thing.
Oakley Dokley, yeah.
Like apparently, at least one of the guys in that band's also in Mac Sabbath.
Oh yeah,
I think. Like the drummer, I think it was the drummer, so he was also in Mac Sabbath.
Mac Sabbath is fucking amazing.
That's why they were touring. They were. I've seen them live twice. Back when Cosmic was still a thing and had the first Cosmic location, the second Cosmic location.
If you don't know who Mac Sabbath is, listen to Mac Sabbath.
Yes,
they play Black Sabbath songs, but they all dress up like McDonald's characters.
Yes, like I forgot the stage names they came up with, like the altered versions of the stuff. But like,
shit, I gotta get going.
Yeah,
dude, we're like around an hour and a half. This has been fun, but I've got to go to. I'm going to Timmy 2 times for the open mic. You should come.
Timmy 2 times
if you want to hang out.
Timmy 2 times.
You know where it is on Clay's Mill.
I know.
You know where Twisted Cork was.
I think so.
It's across from there.
Okay.
But I'm going to go up there and do that open mic because I haven't done comedy in about 3 days and I'm starting to get
the itch.
Starting to feel like I'm like, someone pay attention to me.
Give me attention.
Streak my ego. Streak my ego. Very good band. All right, before we go, let's think of a good band name that we can title this fucking episode with.
Good band name.
Let's make it mad. It needs to be magical.
Magical.
It needs to have something about space too.
About space.
Magic in space. Spatial magic. This is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
It just has to occur in conversation.
Like there was a great band name that had Galactic in the title that I saw a sticker of in Ohio, and I wish I could remember. It was like Galactic. Fuck. It was something wild, but I wish I could remember. There was like Raptors on Acid.
That's good.
That was one from Ohio band. It had like the NBA Raptors logo, the old school '90s one.
Oh
like,
shit! That's cool.
But his eyes are all bugged out because he was, I guess, on acid. That name stuck with me.
That's awesome. Raptors on acid.
Yes.
Like fucking shit. I can't think of a good one.
Galactic Black Hole.
Galactic Hole.
Yes, Galactic Hole. That is a name there.
Galactic. That's our project. Okay, it's
Galactic
you
Hole.
and I. Galactic Hole.
I love it.
It's gonna be big and long and dark. It's a galactic hole.
It's a galactic.
Big, long, dark.
A hole of galactic proportions. Coming to a room near you.
A hole so wide there's no way you'll touch the sides.
An unfathomable depth of darkness from that hole.
It's a real gape show. Dude,
geez.
thank you. This has been fun. Sorry, I've been like not doing it and fucking being like, hey, let's do this, and then never. So
this is fun to do.
Dude,
it's fun to be on someone else's podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for. We should do another one with the whole band. I'd love to.
Oh yeah, we definitely just have to get all of us in a room together.
For sure. But yeah, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I've gotten to know you over like the last year, and you're fucking cool as shit.
You are definitely one of my favorite people, Mr. John Bass.
Praise the Lord. All right, let's turn the cameras off so they don't see us making out or anything.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get real. You want to see some Galactic Hole?
All right, you look in your camera, and we're gonna say Galactic Hole.
Okay.
Galactic Hole.
Golden.
Dude, I love that laugh.